A Zentangle is a design that uses many different patterns within the same drawing. In a Zentangle, you will use tools of design, either elements or principles, to create that design. Elements are things you can draw on the paper, like lines and shapes. Principles are ideas that you can show with what you draw on the paper. You can use shapes and repeat them to form a pattern, so you can use elements to show ideas in your designs. For the Zentangle design, we use these tools of design. We use shape, size, pattern, movement, and proportion. To draw a Zentangle, you need to first draw an animal or an object and divide it into separate shapes. Within those shapes, you make separate patterns. Like you can see a distinct pattern here on the side of his face, and a different but also similar pattern on the inside between his eyes, and another pattern that's different on this part up here. Sometimes the patterns will change in each shape, but also some places they stay the same or look very similar. The patterns will fit with the direction and size of the shape. So for example, if you have his tail here and it's getting smaller near the end, those circular shapes also get smaller to fit that small space. You also see some other circular designs here and here that are similar to the patterns you see in the tail. A very important part of design, an important tool of design to keep in mind when you're designing your Zentangles, is proportion, to make sure parts of your drawing and your patterns are the correct size for the places where you're putting them. This is an example of incorrect or wrong proportion because the sculpture does not match the different sizes. The arm is too big for the head, or the head is too small for the arm. To create these Zentangles, we use the process of completing a line drawing of an animal, dividing that drawing into smaller parts, and then thinking about the patterns that would fit inside those sizes, and trying to make some similar and also some different patterns. This is an example of starting with a simple line drawing of an animal, and then slowly moving it into different parts with different patterns.